parables. And I got to tell you, the other mustard seed parable always makes me feel a little inadequate because it's the one that says, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you can move that mountain into the, well, I've never moved any mountains, so I guess I'm not. But this parable is quite wonderful because it uses that mustard seed, uses that tiny mustard seed to talk about that is like the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God can flourish from the smallest seed. And that's wonderful. That tells us about God's love and God's abundance, how wonderful God's kingdom is. Well, today's sermon is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit different in that I'm going to share some things that I have learned in the last month or so. And I believe that we as a community of faith need encouragement. I think that the last 6 months or so have been very difficult for all of us, because we've known the loss of loved ones, we've known sickness, and we've known pain. And so this is going to be a different sermon because it's going to be about how we rejoice as a community and how we do that as a community of faith and what we do when things get really difficult. And the first piece of that is what I think that mustard seed parable is about, in terms of that smallest effort. When Lily and I were on our way back from Georgia, we listened to this particular book. It's a book by James M. Marshall III, who was a Lakota Sioux Indian. And the title of it is Keep Going. And it's a wonderful little book. It's very short. But I believe that it's like the mustard seed. Now, in the Lakota Sioux, in their tradition, they speak of God as the Great Spirit, but they also speak of God as grandfather. They speak of God as grandfather. And in this story, a young man who has lost his father speaks to his grandfather. Well, in the prologue, he just speaks of grandfather. It doesn't say that it's this young man. So this could be interpreted as God speaking. So just listen for a moment. A young man asked his grandfather why life had to be so difficult sometimes. This was the old man's reply. Grandfather says this: in life there is sadness as well as joy, losing as well as winning, falling as well as standing, hunger as well as plenty, badness as well as goodness. I do not say this to make you despair, but to teach you reality. Life is a journey, sometimes walked in light, sometimes in shadow. Grandfather says this: you did not ask to be born, but you are here. You have weaknesses as well as strengths. You have both, because in life there is two of everything. Within you is the will to win, as well as willingness to lose. Within you is the heart to feel compassion, as well as the smallness to be arrogant. Within you is a way to face life, as well as the fear to turn away from it. Grandfather says this: life can give you strength. Strength can come from facing the storms of life, from knowing loss, feeling sadness and heartache, from falling into the depths of grief. You must stand up in the storm. You must face the wind and the cold and the darkness. When the storm blows hard, you must stand firm. For it is not trying to knock you down. It is really trying to teach you to be strong. Grandfather says this: being strong means taking one more step towards the top of the hill, no matter how weary you may be. It means letting the tears flow through the grief. It means to keep looking for the answer, though the darkness of despair is all around you. Being strong means to cling to hope for one more heartbeat, one more sunrise. Each step, no matter how difficult, is one step closer to the top of the hill. To keep hope alive for one more heartbeat at a time leads to the light of the next sunrise and the promise of a new day. Grandfather says this: the weakest step towards the top of the hill, toward sunrise, toward hope, is stronger than the fiercest storm. Grandfather says this: keep going. Now I believe that for me, that is what that mustard seed is about. That mustard seed is about us being willing to take that step in spite of the circumstances that we find ourselves in. And for us, I believe the foundation of taking that step is found in the joy of the resurrection. Mother Teresa once said, "Never let anything so fill you with sorrow that you forget the joy of the risen Christ." And I believe that is where we as a community of faith, as Christ's body, that is where we function. And so what we have to do is we have to constantly claim that joy. Joy out and joy in the community. We have to claim that joy. We're blessed in this community because we recognize that gift of joy. And how is that lived out in the community? How do we live that out as we gather? How do we live out joy? Just did it. Just did it. How do we live out joy? Come on, it's not a hard question. What did we just do? Laugh. Exactly right. Now, this is a little risk. But I'm going to invite you into a place where we are little children. Because we're going to work on how we might laugh. That's one thing to laugh at a joke. It's another thing to laugh at somebody. But it truly is a mystery of God to be able just to laugh. Just to laugh. So, relax. I invite you to open your hearts and your eyes and your minds as a little child and join me. Because we're going to work on laughing. Okay? All right. Hands up, right here. All right. What we're going to do, this is the first exercise. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, ho, ho, ha, ha. Okay? Ho, ho, ha, ha. 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 Okay, right there. Now, all right, and as children, we're going to join into this, and every time we finish one of these little exercises, we're going to say, very good.